This video is brought to you by hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. hoodbeast.com. We are beast.
What's going on, guys? It's Jerome, and today we're going to be doing a performance review on the Nike LeBron Soldier 11. This is a pretty versatile sneaker. I think a lot of different players with different play styles can find something they like in these, but a couple things about them left me feeling a little bit underwhelmed. I'll get into that later. First, let's get started with the traction. Nike decided to use a triangular pattern and it pretty much dominates the entire outsole. And while I was happy with the overall performance of the traction, it wasn't perfect by any means. The lateral forefoot is going to be the most responsive area of the outsole. So when you're doing V-cuts, jab steps, and step backs, you're gonna feel pretty confident executing these moves. However, the medial side of the outsole, meaning the inside of the sneaker right over here, I did experience some slippage in this area when I was doing things like crossovers, in and outs, and sometimes I was even slipping on my V-cuts when my footwork wasn't perfect, but these slips didn't happen often enough for me to call it a real major issue. As long as you keep wiping, you should be pretty good to go no matter what condition the court you're playing on is in. As far as outsole durability, I think the Soldier 11 should hold up pretty well. When you get to the center of the outsole, those nubs are going to be more durable than the ones on the outside of the outsole. So if you're primarily an outdoor baller, I think the Soldier 11 should be a pretty good option. The next thing we're going to talk about is the cushion, and these don't feature hex zoom like LeBron's signature models, but they do feature zoom air in both the heel and the forefoot. The heel unit is significantly bigger than the forefoot unit, but honestly, you're not really gonna know the difference. Both units provide about the same amount of impact protection and responsiveness. If you've used zoom before, you know exactly what you're going to get. I did feel the zoom air absorbing my hard landings, and I did feel it give me a little extra bounce back on explosive takeoffs. So while I enjoyed the cushion setup that was used here, there is no denying that it should have had a full-length zoom air unit with the hollowed out core in between the zoom and your foot. That would have took these to a whole nother level. As they sit right now, it's a slightly above average setup that'll get the job done. It's just not gonna blow you away. Next up are the materials, and this is easily my favorite category for the Soldier 11s because not only are you getting modern tech with this mesh upper, but in this particular colorway, you're gonna get a little bit of old school love with that suede toe ran. As for that mesh upper, it is very soft, very comfortable, and it should conform around your foot just as it did with mine. And as time goes on, the materials are gonna get softer and softer to provide a very comfortable experience. And this is pretty good news since last year, a couple people were experiencing some chafing with the Soldier 10's extremely high collar. This time around, the materials are a lot softer, so this is a non-issue with the Soldier 11s. The non-premium colorways of the Soldier 11s do feature a nylon mesh instead of the suede toe ran that's used here. I do think that nylon mesh material will be just fine, but I also do very highly recommend that you get a premium pair because this suede is buttery. It's so comfortable. If you can't get your hands on the premium version, the good news is that both versions use the same mesh material, and like I said earlier, that provided a very comfortable ride. But if you want the best experience from the Soldier 11, try to get your hands on a premium colorway. Moving along to the fit, the Soldier 11s fit very close to your foot straight out of the box, but after a short break in time, the fit does loosen up a little bit due to the overall softness of the materials. Like I mentioned in the previous section, the materials do soften up the more you use them, and eventually I figured out that no matter how tight I strap these up, I just couldn't get that same snug feeling in the collar area as I had with these on day one. The good news is that the length on these is pretty on point. It's true to size. There is a little wiggle room in the toe box area, so that should help prevent your toes from slamming into the front of the sneaker. As far as the lacing system goes, the Soldier 11s use an all strap design that works very well. I had no issues with this system whatsoever. It is pretty convenient in the sense that you can make on-the-fly adjustments pretty quickly. But like I said, this top strap just didn't work as well as the other straps due to the relatively loose fit in this area. But for the most part, I was pretty happy with the laceless design. I do think straps are the way of the future, and the Soldier 11 just got the jump on everyone else. The last thing we're gonna talk about is the support, and usually LeBron sneakers have a ton of support features, but I found that the Soldier 11s were a little light in this category, and I found from my own personal experience the midfoot to be a little bit wobbly. This gave me the feeling like I was only standing on my heels and toes. If you're a forefoot heavy player, you're probably not going to notice this, but if you strike with your heel or you just don't get off the ground very often, these may feel a little bit unstable. If you're a a glass half full kind of person, I guess you could say that they're not overpowering or bulky like previous LeBron models, but personally, I would have liked to seen a little bit more stability, especially towards the back. I think Nike tried to go with a more fluid system here, but at the end of the day, I was just left wishing for a little bit more support. And that's something I thought I would never say about a LeBron model. Overall, I think that the Soldier 11 is a very versatile sneaker that I could see a lot of guards and forwards with pretty much any playstyle feeling very comfortable in. But if you're a heavy-footed person who needs a lot of stability and support, I would probably spend my money elsewhere. As for everyone else, the Soldier 11 is a very solid on-court option, especially if you get that premium pair, because these materials, they're A1. So if you're willing to shell out $130 or $140 for a premium pair, I think you're really gonna be happy with how these perform. But if you're only looking to spend your hard-earned money on the best of the best as far as on-court performance, the Soldier 11 isn't quite exactly that, but it's still a pretty solid option. Anyways, guys, that pretty much takes care of the review for the Soldier 11s. If you have any more questions on this particular model, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel for more reviews just like this. My name's Jaron. It's been great having you. Check out my new end slate right now. This is the Armour 1 ankle roll guard, and this was a product that I was really skeptical of. I mean, I just thought it was gonna be clunky, too heavy, and I didn't think it was gonna be functional. But after working out in these and playing actual 5-on-5 basketball, I can safely say that this roll guard is an extremely usable piece of gear